Hello everyone, this is Rachel with Rachel's Creative Space. I'm back here today to do another process video of my week in the life. And so I'm actually house and pet sitting for a friend of mine. So I brought some of my stuff so I can work on it and everything. But of course I must have left some stuff at home. So what I'm going to do is just do some basics, and I will skip over the things that I had planned to do that I left the stuff at home to do it. And I'll come back later in another video and put those parts together. So this is Monday, and in my processes, other videos, I showed how I was setting up my album. And this is the cover for Monday. And my plan is to leave the front of this card blank because it looks so pretty behind the vellum envelope pocket, right? I'm afraid putting something there and it won't show up as nice. But on the back, I plan on doing some gratitude. So I was going to print that out on sticker paper, but I forgot that at home. The back side, I have this card, and I am going to put a front page cover that I've cropped down on the back of each one of these cards for each day. So we're gonna do that right now. And, oops. Sometimes if I go too fast with my ATG, it doesn't come off the roll. So we're just gonna stick that on there. You can hear my friend's clock going off. So that's Monday. Here, I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do. I've seen some people put the date, but I also thought I'd put the date here. But what I do have my journaling for each of the days, and it is printed on the Matco sticker paper, as you can see here. So I will put that on. Let me see where I need to put it. Right about like that. I can re-punch the holes where it kind of covers it up a little bit. That'll work out just fine. So, let's see here. I like to print my stuff out on the sticker paper well in advance, because that way, if I burnish it down, it doesn't rub off or anything. So I've given it time, because I have an inkjet printer, and it gives it time to set, so I don't mess it up. So usually what I do is I'll print it one day, and then I'll use it like the next day or whenever, but I like to leave it for a little bit so it dries good. And I like to burnish it down because it also becomes a little bit more see-through. It's see-through, don't get me wrong, but it's more of a matte, and it becomes a little bit more transparent. There's my journaling for the day, and I had previously just stamped currently from the stamp set on there, and I might go back and stamp just the date on each one. That's what I think I might do. So for each day, what I did was, let's put that back. This is supposed to go right here. Each day is a specific color. So Monday was red. So I hunted each day for something to take a picture of, to do a full page photo that had that color or represented that color. So I got a really pretty flower here, and we're not going to do anything to that. Now I've already got a full page photo on the back, which were flowers that I had in my office that I had bought that morning. And so I'm not going to adorn this, I don't think. If I do, it'll be something at the bottom or something, which I'll do later. I'll come back and do. But this back side is where I want to use these. Sorry for the glare again. There's a light right above me and it's quite bright. So each day there's this acetate day of the week with all different colors. And I thought I would put it on the backside photo. My problem is I was going to stitch it on. But I went and I adhered these two together to see how things would look in my album, forgetting I was going to do that. Could have also stapled it on, but guess what? Can't do that now either. So we just put a little bit of red line tape on the back. And I think we're just going to stick it right here in this corner. And you can see it a little bit, but not too much. It's not too bad. So, and this is going to go here. I've already put some photos in so that I would know what I was doing with this. So, I cannot find my sheet to save my life where I had the stuff. So again, I will come back. I'm putting the date, and I just took a picture of the weather. My friend's cat wants my attention. Her name is Layla. She's like, no, you were supposed to be paying attention to me. Nobody else, just me. Sticking to my fingers here. And we're just going to put the picture on this. So what I'm going to do is once I find my sheet that I had the high and low, I have these two different weather stamps. This one was from Paper Person from April 2022. And then this is a Week in the Life stamp from Allie Edwards from back in 2021. And I'll choose a stamp or two to stamp over here. But again, I will do that later on when I come back. And so I'm going to just do a quick go through of what I'm doing here. I'm going to come back and write a little something on each of these cards. I put some ephemera right here. Order from Heidi Swap that I got in that day. I had gotten this little popcorn popper, microwave popcorn popper, which is nice small size for me. And then back here, I have the Monday chipboard, just a vellum piece that says today's stuff. A clock, this is above my desk, or above my computer at my desk, and you can see it was already getting close to 6 o'clock. I left work late, which is nothing unusual. My messy desk, me getting... I put all my vitamins and everything together and put them in little baggies so I can just grab and go for each day. And I do a week or two at a time. And my only prescription I take is Nexium. So I wanted to put that on there. And just a little filler, something from a previous Week in the Life. It was a digital that I printed and just cut down. Me getting gas after work, how much it cost. This is a work picture. I know it's a little bit shiny, sorry guys. But I didn't have quite enough pictures from that day. Worked a lot. When I work a lot, there's not a lot of opportunity to take a bunch of pictures. So I just took some paper I had and cut it down, and I'm going to find an embellishment or something to put on there. This is something that I did for each day, and it was, I seen someone else, and I tried my best to try and find who I seen it from, but could not. So if I do find out who I seen had done this, I'll try and put their name below, or come back and edit and put it in there to give them credit. But they did a sequin pocket, which I did, and I will tell you that I used various types of sequins and stuff. So I have a lot of these from Doodads. So I got some in different colors. I had different colors at home, right? I already had these. So some are shiny, some aren't. And I used a little bit different ones. And then I also used a bunch of different Spiegel Mom Scraps sequin mixes. And some of them, like this one, I picked out peach ones for, I believe it was Wednesday, which was a peach day. So I just tried to stick with the color scheme for the day. And I had some of this in my stash, which is just a mesh, kind of like stuff they use when they make dresses and stuff. And let's see if I can get something where you can see that a little better. But maybe not. Anyway, I had this at home already. I believe I got this at Joann's a long time ago. And I have different colors, so I just used some of that and put it on here, and I sewed it on. So each day the color mix coordinates with that day's color. And then I have a picture to go on the back, and this is something I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to do this. I don't know if I'm going to do this, though. I got these little clips. I'm going to hold this in place, and the edge lines up. It's already got a straight edge. Don't know if I'm going to, or if I can, use an X-Acto knife, or would it be easier to cut this? So we're going to find out. Just going to go really slow and see how well it works. Be very interesting. See, I did remember, it's working. It's doing pretty good. You can always use the scissors to trim it a bit. See how it's going. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's working. Let's see. I'm going to check something here. Yep, I'm a little too far from the edge, but it's not going to hurt any. If it gets bad, I can always reprint this. The joys of printing at home, right? Let's see, let me move this out of my way. See if I can't hold this a little straighter. So I think it was going up under the edge was my problem. The one good thing is if I catch any of this mesh, it's sewn on, so it's not gonna hurt my project. One thing I am gonna do though is let's cut a little bit of this excess off as I go around. I do like this little craft knife by Fiskars because you could do this and have a lot more control, but I do have the straight kind. But something like this I thought might be a little better because of the fact that a little bit more control trying to go around the edge, you know? So what I did to sew this was I went around the side and the curve and filled it, then went across. This ain't quite right. Like I said, I will just reprint the picture. Just won't be today. See how this comes out. All right. Not bad. Move off the edge extra there. So I already got some red line tape on the back. I'm not very good. Like some people can sit there and, you can't have that, sweetheart. They'll just sit here and put some glue down and put it on, but I have to use pretty thick, see? It shifted on me. It shifted. Let's see if we can't pull that up a little bit. But I live in Florida, so it's a little hard to use something that I can lift the stuff back up. See, like this, it's okay this time. Because of the fact that it's not strong enough and it will come undone in no time. There we go. Of course, what doesn't help is the sequins on the other side. But I did not want to just tape something down on it because I didn't think it would stay for very long. And the fact that I couldn't sew it on if I had the picture on the back first. So this was a little bit of an experiment, so to speak. I even had to use some Scotch tape on the back to try and keep the netting stuff in place until I was ready. So, probably should not have done this other side first, because I didn't think about this. There we go. Just stuck to one side at a time. See, the first one or two is always harder. So like when I sewed this, it didn't come out quite as good as some of the other ones I did. Because trial and error, right? We'll see how this turns out. I hope it'll be okay. So, just know the struggle's real. You'll see people do things and it seems like everything comes out great. Well, a lot of times they do videos that they alter, and that's fine. And so that they're not as long. But it's also nice to see that everything does not come out the way you think it is, or that mistakes aren't made, right? That we end up having to correct. You know, you cannot eat that, sweetheart. She's like, no, no, I want it. I want it. So this was a woodpecker that I happened to catch that day that I took a picture of. The funny thing was, I was in my car, but the good thing was I actually had my DSLR with me, so I was able to get a good picture of it. And we need to punch the holes, and these holes are a little bit smaller. Whoops, sorry. I'm used to my camera being up a little bit more than this. That's what happens when you got a different setup, so I apologize for that. Here's the fun part, is through the part that has the netting. So, let's move these off to the side. So there is that. Now I might come back and put something here or just leave it the way it is. Not sure yet. We're gonna see how things go. So we're gonna move that off to the side. And like I said, unfortunately we have to hold off. I was going to print a quote for each day and just use the sticker paper and put it on this vellum card. Okay, little girl. But I forgot that at my house. So here's some pictures. Again, I didn't have enough pictures, so I just used an old journal card or filler card from Allie Edwards from a couple of years ago. Game I was playing, my Heidi Swap monthly stamp, and my granddaughter making funny faces. So here, okay, baby, you get to move. You get to move. There you go. Here I was going to put some other pictures, and so this is the leftover piece to this, right? It came in a 10 by 8 for a 10 by 8 album. I'm doing a 6 by 8. So I cut the one end off and sewed it onto this card. And so I've got these here that I am going to put in this. A lot of people were doing their meals. Well, that doesn't work for me because of the fact that I don't eat 3 meals a day. Never have, and at my age, never will. I'm just not when I get up in the morning, I am not ready to eat. I have to be up for quite a few hours before I'm really ready to eat most of the time. Now, sometimes I can eat a little something. Usually lunch is my bigger meal, and then I have something light for dinner or nothing. Depends on how much I had and how full I still am. So I wouldn't, it's rare that I have 3 meals. I know people say you're supposed to, but you're also supposed to just do what your body needs. I know I already had this, but this was a different picture of her, and this was actually had the gas price in it, so I thought that was nice to have. I'm going to use the pleather pieces, but here's my dilemma. My dilemma was, once I did this stuff and I kind of started to see how full my album was, it wasn't that full, but when I did these shaker pockets, that changed everything. So some of these I put this way, and some of these I have them this way, to where the picture's on the front. So this way, this is down here, and some of them, the sequins are up here, trying to level out my album a little bit. So my original thought was to put this in the center, but with all of that bulk, I just don't know if I want to do that. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to hold off on putting these on here until I get all my days together and then kind of see what I still need to do. Now, the back side, and I want to show you guys this. So, Deneen on Instagram and YouTube, now you can go to Allie's blog and you will see how she did this. She created this to go on the back of this card, and I thought, oh, I love that idea, because I can't always get that many pictures. But I want you to see, that looks nice, right? Especially on camera, you can't tell as much of a difference. But if you print on premium presentation paper, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to put this here side by side. Look at the difference in the color. This is the exact same card, but look how it printed on just plain cardstock versus matte presentation paper. Oops, got one too many. I mean, look at the color difference. All based on the paper you use. Crazy, right? Don't fear. Yes, I printed a couple of these before I realized I didn't have this in my printer, but I'll just use this for stamping or something, and it will get used. So, this is what I want to do right here. One thing was I did 3x8 size, and this was slightly bigger, like 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 somewhere. So what I'm going to do is just leave a little white border here and here. You're going to hardly tell, right? I mean, you barely even see it. So, where's my, oh, right in front of my face, right? I'm going to put so I can get it started. And then what I'm going to do is, once I find my paper, see, okay, I don't know, can y'all see that? That's where I messed up. Actually, it was with my old sewing machine. Got a new one. And it didn't want to go through very easily, and it kind of bunched up. But guess what? You can't tell. So once I find that sheet where I have my quotes and gratitude and the weather and stuff, I had it all written down, but I must have forgot it at home. So once I have that, I will, plus this ain't gonna get filled out today either, but I wanted to show it to you. I will finish this up because I was gonna, mark these off. All right, this one is bigger. So we're gonna go in and punch the holes. Now, sorry guys, I forgot again. I'm so used to it being up higher and me sitting and I'm standing, right? So that doesn't help either. Again, real life, guys. Struggles are real. Nothing's perfect. And it'll be okay. I used to struggle with that. I don't struggle with that no more. Here's what was happening. I wasn't getting things done because I was struggling trying to make everything perfect. So again, it's going to go this way. I'm going to put this somewhere. I just don't know where. I want to see how thick my album is and where I may need to bulk it up because it might be thicker in some areas and thin in others. So when I did the chipboard for here, that kind of bulked this part up at the bottom. So I'm really thinking that I might be putting this up here, but I want to check first. So I don't want to commit until I know, because I can get all these done, put it in the album and see how it goes. So this, I did by the numbers. So what I did before starting putting everything together, I printed stuff, I had things together. I got all of the things that I wanted to use for each day together and just stuck it in a little baggie here, right? So I wanted to do that and have everything together. And I have some chipboard pieces and all of that. I just put Monday on there so I would see. It's just a piece of paper. And what I'm going to do is I have one of those label printers and I had some clear tape. So I was going to do by the numbers. So I picked a couple of things that I thought I could do for the week. So I've printed off 7 of these, one for each day. And I've got places I went to that day. How many, right? Not where, but how many places I went to. How many apps I used on my phone or tablet. How many work projects I worked on that day. How many bottles of water I drank. And how many miles I drove that day. So I have that, but I don't have it with me. So before I could commit to putting these down, because it's going to be clear and all you're going to see is the words, I'm going to wait until I have the rest of my stuff. So then I'm going to either write with a slick writer. So let's say I used 7 apps on my phone that day. To put 7, I'm either going to use StazOn ink and stamp it with one of the stamp sets, or I'm going to use the slick writer and write it. But I don't, as you can see, I don't have 12 spaces. So what I'm going to do is have some fillers. So there was some vellum pieces in the kit, and I believe it was the You and Me mini kit add-on. And so I'm going to use those colors each day. I had something else, but I don't see. It's mixed in here somewhere, I'm sure. And then I got some things like these chipboard pieces and stuff like that. And so I'm just going to add those and fill in the blanks. And that's one day. So it doesn't look like a ton, but when you start adding everything together, it starts coming out to be quite a bit. So you can see that, but then it's thicker here and thicker down here. See, you can see how it bows. So that's why I said I'm going to wait on a little bit to see how it goes. I think that's going to work pretty good. I'm going to stamp the date here. Oops. I'm going to write these out, stamp, and put the high and low temperature. And then I also have a couple of things like this I'm going to put on. So I got like a vellum dollar sign that I think would go really good right there. Right? Just a little bit of embellishment. Happy Mail. This came from a cut apart freebie from an Everyday Explorers thing. Thought about, I'm just gonna put that right here, and I'm gonna do it right now because that's what I know I want to do. Let's go ahead and put that on. And it's just a thank you thing that they give that I got recently, and I thought, oh, that will fit perfect. So I'm just going to, let's put that down a little bit more so we don't cover the stamp set. It was an alpha, a buildable alpha set. There we go. And I had a place I was putting up, now I can't remember. I also have a bunch of these, so I'm going to add those to it also. And then I got some other random things that I can add, but I just didn't want to get that far. So for now, that's all I'm going to do for Monday, and I will come back with some more process videos. Thanks, and look forward to seeing you again. Bye.